So if you are watching this video right now and you have been thinking about different ways to generate income, I want you to take a few notes because we are going to discuss a few things. And if you are seeing this video after watching my series, Sleeping with the Enemy, the 3 parts that I discussed, my situation with my narcissist husband and how I made my exit, and you are now planning your exit, some of this information may be very, very good for you. And even if you're not leaving a bad relationship, but you just want to start doing some different things to generate money, this may help you as well. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Mariama. Let's get right into it. Now, I have been an entrepreneur now for about 14 years, and I'm going to say the way that I got into entrepreneurship, it was not the way that I would suggest anybody do it. And I'm actually going to say it was not the plan that I had for my life. And if I have learned one very important lesson over the years, it is that we have our plan, but God's plan is always going to trump our plan. And that's just the way that it is. Now, I mentioned in a previous video that the divorce from the ex-narcissist was not my first marriage. And actually, I started my journey into entrepreneurship after my first divorce. And leaving that relationship, I had a 2-year-old child and I was unemployed. And let's talk a little bit about how I became unemployed. Now, like I said, I was a teacher. I had a bachelor's degree. I had a master's degree. I was teaching at a charter school in Inkster, Michigan, and the charter was not renewed. We got the news that the school was going to be closing, and a few months after that, it was closed. I found myself unemployed, and I got a baby. And I was probably receiving unemployment, but we do know that does not last forever, and I had some decisions to make. Now, the logical thing for me to do would have probably been to go and interview for other teaching positions, since I had spent all of that money getting that bachelor's and master's degree in education. And initially, I did interview for another teaching position, but I'm going to be honest, y'all. My heart just was not into starting over at another school. Why? I do not know, but that's just the way that it was. And I really do believe that it was a part of my destiny to become an entrepreneur, because at that time, I had no experience in business management. And when the school closed, I just had an idea. And when I taught both dance and English. That is what I had a degree in, both dance and English education. So I had teaching experience. Now, I really, really loved dance most. English was just like my backup safe choice, just in case I couldn't get a position at a performing arts school. But my heart was in dance. I was a dancer. I loved to dance. So I then got the bright idea to open a dance and fitness studio. And I did it. And y'all, I'm going to just tell you, like I said, I do not suggest anybody doing this the way that I did. I wrote a mock business plan. I did not have physical cash, but I had really good credit at the time, and I had a lot of credit available to me. And then I had some hustle, and from that came Fantasy Fitness Studio. We operated in Redford, Michigan for about 8.5 years. It started off really, really rough and slow, and it's only by the grace of God that things turned all the way around. And then I loved event planning, and we used to have events at the studio. And then I loved it so much that I got the bright idea to start a second business, which was my events venue, which I did speak on briefly in a prior video. Now, it was a time where I had 2 different brick and mortar businesses, one in Redford, one in Farmington, which meant I had 2 separate overheads in the business, plus my home expenses. Let me say again, I do not suggest doing that like that, okay? But what I do suggest is pursuing the things that you do really, really well, because things that I loved turned into businesses for me. And that's because I love them. So sometimes it really did not feel like work. Now, I got the bright idea to combine the two into one. So we had the classes going and we had the events mostly on the weekend. And it worked really, really well for a while. And then COVID hit. And I talked a bit about that as well in a previous video. That is when the venue shut down. And at that time, I had also met a man who was into real estate. He was a real estate investor. And then I got into real estate. So notice everything that I'm saying. I got into something that I was interested in and I enjoyed doing. What are you interested in? And what do you enjoy doing? And can you make money from those things? Because if we have to do things to make money, isn't it great when we can do things that we absolutely love? Now, I'm not going to talk a lot about becoming an entrepreneur, because if you are here because you're saying, I need to start generating some money sooner than later, and I don't have time to sit down and start a business, and that does take some time and it's going to take some money, I'm going to tell you about some other things that I do, which if I could go back and do things a little bit differently, and these things were available at the time, I might have started doing these things first. So if you spend a lot of time online, like I spend a lot of time online, are you making money online? And let's talk about that a little bit. Now, if you are on TikTok, if you are on Amazon, even right now, if you're watching this from YouTube, if you are on Facebook, you can monetize all of those different social networking sites. I need you to start looking into some of those programs. And if you scrolling all day anyway, if you buying stuff anyway, you need to get into those programs that pay you to do what you are already doing. So I'm going to say a couple of years ago, and I'm trying to remember exactly what year, but I think it was exactly 2 years ago, I decided I wanted to start monetizing my channels. And I had already been making videos over the years for my different businesses, but I realized you can monetize posting on channels or making videos for other businesses, and you could make money and not have that overhead. So I started on Facebook. I'm gonna say honestly though, that's the one that pays the least for me. Some people have different experiences, but once you start to research how to monetize my channel, you're gonna find information about monetizing your Facebook channel. Do it. And you probably already doing the stuff anyway. Start doing it more. Now, like I said, that pays the least for me, but initially I had built a bigger following on Facebook. So for years I was comfortable. I stuck with Facebook. And then I got introduced to TikTok, and that's where the real money online started rolling in for me. And when I say real, I mean significant amounts of money that could really pay bills. And I started off being a TikTok shop affiliate. If you shopping online already, do the steps to become a TikTok shop affiliate and start making money. The first year that I was a TikTok shop affiliate, which was 2024, I made over $20,000. And that may not be able to support your whole lifestyle, but if you need additional money, $20,000 can definitely start to help you do some of the things that you need to do. The second thing that I did was work to grow my channel because they have another program, the Creator Rewards program. Now, I will suggest if you are going to do the two different programs, have two different pages, because I believe whichever one you start growing first on one page, that's the content that they are going to push. So I recently started growing another page. I'm going to tell you, if you're going to go that route, do them both at the same time so that you can be growing them both at the same time. But that money can be real money for you to start putting it where you need to put it. And it may not happen overnight. I'm not going to lie. Some people have way more success than I have. Some people have less. And that's just going to depend on what you do with it and how you do it. The third thing, become an Amazon affiliate / influencer. If you buying stuff from Amazon anyway, and you can go back and make a review video about the stuff that you actually love, and you can make money from that, why would you not be doing it? When I first started as an Amazon affiliate, I just went around my house, stuff that I already had. Once I got into the program, I made videos from it. And then I began to study, how are people generating real income that pays real bills? Because I'm not going to lie, when I first started as an Amazon influencer, I was not making much at all. And last month was my first month actually making an amount that could actually pay one of my real bills. And I think that was like my car insurance. But I'm going to just be honest and tell y'all, between TikTok Shop, Amazon, I can pay probably 80 to 95% of my bills. And some months it covered 100% of the bills with money left over. Now, remember, I also mentioned I am a real estate agent as well. So if you've ever been curious about real estate, you can make really, really good money in real estate. And it does not take long to get a real estate license. The test is hard, but once you pass that test, then you can get into real estate as well, and you can make lump sums of money at one time. Now, the thing that I would do differently starting as an entrepreneur is I would have multiple streams of income, meaning I would pick a couple of things that I could do simultaneously. For example, I would focus on the bigger business idea, but I would also be working as a TikTok Shop affiliate and an Amazon influencer, because those things keep money coming in consistently. With TikTok Shop, we're paid like every week. Amazon once a month. So you still got some money coming in. Now, it's not 100% guaranteed money, but if you become good in sales, you're going to make some money. And I'm going to say this too. Becoming good in sales meant solving a problem. If you think less about trying to get somebody to buy something and more about solving some type of problem or introducing them to something they may actually need, is gonna make things easier. So these are things that I'm gonna suggest to start off, because if you are online, even if you're watching this video, and even now I'm working to grow my YouTube channel as well. And if you have things that you can share that are valuable, that will help to grow your channel, grow it. And I know sometimes people say, well, I don't know what to share. I don't wanna tell about this experience because it's embarrassing. It's this, it's that. I'm going to say this again. You have the testimony now that you made it through the test. Sometimes some of that was not for you to just sit back and keep to yourself. And only you can decide what you're comfortable sharing. For me, when things are put on my heart to share, and when I start to share it, and you can see the influx of women in particular who are saying, this is valuable to me. These are things that I wish I knew sooner. This is the situation that I'm in right now. This is what I'm trying to get out of. I know that it was meant for me to share. Is some of the stuff embarrassing? It is. But you know what's more embarrassing? Staying stuck in situations that you do not have to stay stuck in because you suffer in silence. Staying stuck with no money, sometimes that can be a choice, because if you have things you can do and it's just a matter of you starting to do them and you don't start doing them, well, you might be making a choice. But if you start to be intentional with things that you are doing, that you already enjoy doing, that can generate income, that's going to be a win-win situation. So I named 3 different things. You're going to think about TikTok, make some money on there. You're going to think about Amazon, make some money on there. If you want to start thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, you don't have to start big. Do you make dinners? Do you bake cakes? Do you write really well? Are you a good speaker? Whatever your thing is, whatever your gift is, whatever your talent is, I need you to get your journal and you need to start writing down, what can I do and how can this make money? And then you're going to start looking at people that are doing what you like to do, who are making money from it. And you're going to be watching them because they're going to become your teachers, okay? Now, I don't want to make this video too long, but I already dropped some nuggets. All of my business endeavors came from things that I actually enjoy doing, from the dance and fitness studio down to the events venue, even moving into real estate, okay? And my end goal in real estate is to be an investor. I flipped a house a few years ago. It went really, really well. So I actually want to transition more into the investing piece. But if you can help people become homeowners and you can make money from that, win-win. I'm naming things that you could possibly do, things that I have done. I'm not saying you have to do the same businesses that I did. You figure out what you do well and then figure out whether you're going to do it big, medium, small, how you're going to get started, and then just get started. Don't get analysis paralysis. Don't overthink it. Just start doing it. And when I get my channel to the point where I can actually have subscribers, I'm going to have a smaller group where I can mentor a little bit more on some things, because I want to make sure that when I'm giving some pieces of information, I'm giving it to people that's going to actually take it and use it. Okay. So I'm working towards building my channel up to be able to have subscribers. But in the meantime, what is your gift? What is your talent? What do you do well naturally with little training? And I'm not saying you're never going to get more training. I'm saying you already good at it and you don't have any training. So just imagine once you get more training in that area, what you could be or what you could do. If you scrolling online all day anyway, these sites are paying money. Even the site that you're watching me on right now, when you get your channel to a certain level, which is what I'm working on, you can make money from it. So imagine being able to do what you love. I enjoy teaching. I enjoy helping women, and you can make money from that as well. Your gifts will make room for you. I need you to start figuring out what your gifts are and what your talents are, okay? Now, I don't want to make this too long, so we are going to stop there, but your homework assignment, because if you watch this video, you're going to have some homework. Get your journal. You're going to start writing down, how much money do I need to make to do what it is I need to do? And whatever your goal is going to determine what you need to make. For ladies who are trying to leave a bad relationship, if you're going to buy a house, how much do I need to make to put a down payment down on a home? Even if you're looking to buy a home, ladies, because I know some of y'all in the comments said you're looking to move, there are programs that can assist you with down payments. And I'm not going to turn this into a real estate video, but I need you to know all of your options sometimes, okay? I have had clients that have purchased homes, and some of them walked away from the closing table with money. So if the down payment for a home is your problem, talk to a real estate agent about options for down payment assistance. If you need enough money to be able to move into an apartment, how much money do I need? Oftentimes it works better when you start with a goal in mind. You're gonna write the vision and make it plain. You got to know what it is you need first so that you can start manifesting and attracting the things that you need to come into your life to help you get the thing that you need. And this week, I'm going to be following up with another video, because we're not going to spend all of our time talking about the bad relationships that we were in or that we are in, because we are going to be making plans for the what is still to come. And if we spend too much time talking about the bad things, we're going to be missing out on the good things that are still to come. Every day that we wake up is a new opportunity with new potential, okay? So we're going to be checking back in. We're going to be moving forward. But do your homework, because I am a firm believer that problems have solutions. So we're going to put our heads together and we're going to start creating solutions.